friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from Strait Shores, New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Friday, July the 31st, 2026, and you are watching episode 158. Welcome. This is a podcast where I share with you my knitting adventures, my crochet and my spinning, so lots of fibery fun. And yeah, welcome. If you are a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting me and my little adventures here on YouTube. So yeah, it has been 2 weeks since I last spoke to you. I did get making done last week. It was just I needed a break, so I decided to take a little bit of a break. So yeah, administrative news. I'm a little rusty on this apparently. Administrative stuff, description box down below. I link you to any show notes that I talk about. So I will link you directly to anybody that I talk about. Again, I'm very rusty, guys. And I've only had 1 cup of coffee. I should have brought another one, but I did not. So grab your beverage of choice, grab your craft of choice, and we will get started. Today I have 2 finished objects, right? No, 3 finished objects. And I also have works in progress, and I have some spinning to share with you, which is super exciting. And I also have some stash acquisitions. So yeah, let's get started. I have a sweet little co-host today. I decided to turn the camera so y'all can watch her. This is my girl Sassy, and she is sassy. She is, but she's a beautiful girly. So she's my co-host today. Hopefully she doesn't take off with any yarn because she loves yarn. Okay, so the first thing that I have to share with you today is a pair of socks. And I actually don't know what number this is for the year. I want to say it's like pair 16, 17 for hand knit socks. And because I do crank socks as well and I count them separately. But yeah, here they are in all their glory. They are so beautiful. I love this so much. This is in the main color here is Yarnable in the neon graffiti colorway. This was an older color from like a couple years ago. But yep, I finally finished them. I went on my Ravelry yesterday to mark them off because I went out for coffee with my friend Ren yesterday, and I finished these off while we were having coffee. And I went on my Ravelry to mark them as finished, and I realized that I started them August 25th of last year. That is insane. Just totally insane. I had put these aside because I got distracted by other things, and I had recently just brought them back out, and it is still taking me a while to finish them, and I don't know why, because they are just so beautiful. I really love them so much. This colorway is so much fun. So just, this is just my normal recipe. I didn't follow anybody's pattern. I just cast on 64 stitches, 2x2 ribbing for about 20 rows, 50 rows for the leg, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and then just a regular foot and toe. I think this is called the wedge toe. It's not the rounded toe. I always say the rounded toe. I think it's called the wedge toe. But yeah. And the contrast color here, I have no idea who it is by. I want to say it's the Plucky Knitter, but I can't remember. But yeah, when I did put this project away, I had taken it out of its project bag, and I put it in like one of those buckets that go into a shelf, and I found the pair of socks and the main color, but I could not for the life of me find this green. So I was like, well, it doesn't matter. Let's make them a funky pair. So I had some lichen and lace in the ultraviolet colorway. So that's what I decided to do the heel on the second one in. And I think they turned out beautiful. I think they are amazing and gorgeous. I love them. So, one finished object. The next finished object that I have is a test knit. I'm just pulling the yarn out here. So Mana of Ravelry Knits, I hope I pronounced that right. She is a New Brunswick-based designer, and she recently had put a call out on her Instagram for test knitters for a new mitten pattern, fingerless mitt pattern that she was coming out with. So I decided to jump on it because I thought they were just so beautiful, and I got them all finished. So we are allowed to show them. I don't know when the pattern is going to be released, but I will keep you guys updated over on my Instagram. And I forgot to say this at the beginning, I am Inspired Knitting Podcast on Instagram, so you can go over there and check that out. But here are the mittens. Aren't they nice? And there is a left and a right. So we have this beautiful textured pattern in the front. And then the back is just like plain stockinette. And my lighting is going to bother me a lot. Like a lot. Because it's not really showing the colors true. It's darker than that. But anyways, you have a couple options. You could do the classic ribbing on the bottom, which is what I did, or you could do a twisted rib. And you have another option for the top here. You could do a shorter cuff, or you could do the folded one, which is what I chose to do, so that it could be folded over like so. There we go. That is true to color, guys. So yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern. It is a DK weight pattern. So you can use DK weight yarn, which is what I used, or you could use fingering with a mohair. And I kind of would like to make these again with a fingering and a mohair, because I do have some mohair that is kicking around, and I love a good fingering and a mohair. So I think I might do that next. But aren't they nice? They are so nice and so cozy. And something that I'm kind of contemplating is perhaps making them into a mitten. So it would be easy just to do some decreases and make it into a mitten as well. I think that would be fun. But the pattern itself is for fingerless gloves. So that is what I did. And I actually really like them. So I have no idea. These probably will not be for me because I don't wear fingerless mittens. I just really wanted to make them. So I have no idea yet if these are a gift or what they are. I don't know yet. But I just really enjoyed making them. So the yarn that I used is Biscotte Pure DK. And that is a 90% superwash merino and 10% silk. And it is 115 grams, 284 yards, and the colorway is caramel. And I'll show you guys. I don't know. This camera doesn't like to really focus. It's not focusing. So yeah, it's just a really beautiful color. I have to weigh this out to see how much I have left, but as you can tell, I still have a good amount of yarn here, so that is not bad at all. Again, I am sorry about the lighting, guys. It's a very dull day, and it's early in the morning. I got my light on, and it is playing with me, so I do apologize. But today's going to be a busy day for us here, and I have a little bit of time now, so I wanted to get this podcast recorded and out to you, so I apologize. Okay, The last thing that I have to share with you for a finished object is actually crochet. I did a toy this week for the market table, and this one I've had my eye on for a while. I was just slightly intimidated by it, and you'll see why in just a second. But this is a squid from the Squid family by Allfromjade. And he's not that hard to do at all. It's just that it's all his little tentacles. He's got 8 tentacles, and he's got 2 of the longer ones. And they are very detailed, as you can see. And I was a little bit intimidated by that. But I shouldn't have been. I will, however, say that I can crochet kind of fast, but it took me a whole day to actually get the tentacles finished, like all 8 of them. So it is a paid for pattern, so I don't want to give too much away, but just a general idea. You crochet this first bobble piece here, and then you crochet the back part, and then you're joining them. So you don't have to sew it, which is amazing, but it does take a minute to do that. So you could just make all 8 of the orange pieces first, and then make all 8 of the green pieces, and then just join them. However, I decided that when I made an orange piece, I was going to do the green piece and then just join them as I went. That way I wouldn't have to go back, and it's just how I worked. Everybody is different. You can do it how you wish. But yeah, it took me a whole day almost to get them done. Now, I was doing other things in between that, but this was my craft for that day, and I wasn't doing no crocheting or knitting in between it. I was just doing like chores and stuff like that, but it still took me a whole day to get it done. So it was kind of just a little bit time consuming, but totally worth it, because as you can see, it looks like super amazing, and I really love it. So this is the Daddy Squid in the pattern. So it is the Squid family from Allfromjade, as I said. So in the pattern, you get a mama squid, which is the exact same as this. However, she would have a pouch here. So you would crochet the pouch separately, and then when you go to crochet this part, instead of closing it up, she would have a pouch, and you can do a baby. So there are baby squids included in the pattern as well, and then you could have a baby inside mama, which I think is super adorable. I was almost tempted to do that, but I did not. So I just did Daddy Squid. So he doesn't have the pouch. So super adorable. You could do this in different kinds of yarns as well. You could do it in Bernat blanket yarn or like a blanket type yarn. I chose to do worsted weight because I already knew that it was going to be pretty big, and I didn't want it too big. So I decided to go for the worsted weight version. This is Bernat Value Super Value yarn in the grass colorway. And then the orange yarn is Big Twist. I got it from Michael's, and it is bright orange. So I remembered those colorways, but it is a worsted weight yarn. I used a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. That's what I feel most comfortable using. The only thing you had to sew on was the eyeballs. I used a safety eye, so I crocheted this piece, and I put the safety eye in it, and then I sewed them onto here. So yeah, super cute. My top fins here, you have to do some sewing up here a little bit to shape them. And as you can see, I have one that they're off. They are definitely off. I don't care. It adds character. It adds character. So there is my squid, and I love them. So I want to make more of them, but not, oops, sorry, not this week. They take a moment. So anyways, that is what I have for finished objects this week. Now let's go on into works in progress. It is all knitting, which I am happy to report. I kind of made another decision this week that I wanted to concentrate more on my knitting. I have been having some pain in my shoulder, which is another reason. I find that crocheting, maybe it's because I have been crocheting so much, I'm not sure. But my shoulder has been bothering me a lot. And the other day I actually wasn't even able to do much of anything because it hurt so much. So knitting doesn't hurt as much. So I kind of made the decision this week that I was going to pull back on the market stuff a little bit and just concentrate on my knitting. And I've been loving it. So the first thing I have to share with you is a sock. Oh yes, and I am still, I will be posting my socks later on today for Summer Sock Camp 2026. So that is still going on into the end of August, which is hosted by the Crazy Sock Lady. So if you like to knit socks or have finished a pair of socks, or even if you haven't finished, you can still post what you're working on. Head over to Crazy Sock Lady's Instagram or YouTube and check it out and share your works of art. So here is a sock. I think I already shared this with you guys. This is another one that's been going on for a little while. This is Knit Picks Felici in the Lisa colorway. So again, just my standard recipe, 2x2 ribbing, 64 stitches, 2x2 ribbing for 20 rows, 50 rows for the leg, just my standard recipe. So I got the first one done, and then I thought I was farther on this one, but I am not. I got the cuff done. Yay! I thought, honestly, I had the leg done on it. I guess I did not. That's okay. I have a cute little stopper on here. I got this from Area 51 Fibers. Love it. So I got that casted on. As I said, I thought I had a little bit more done on it, but that's okay. This second sock that I pulled out this week is in a sweet bag here. They are, I will have the shop linked down below, but they sell canvas bags. I couldn't remember the name last time because I took the tag off. Oh, hang on. Is that the name? No, it is not. Oh, yes, here we go. Topsail Canvas, made in New Brunswick, Canada. I apologize. So Topsail Canvas. I picked up this sweet little bag at the Atlantic Fiber Festival in Shediac back in June. And I absolutely love it. It's just a open bag, which made me a little bit nervous at first, but I've really been loving it. So it is the perfect size just to take around, and I love it. So in here, I had started a sock, which is a gift knit. One of my friends just recently had a little baby girl, so I really got to get a move on here. I should have already had this stuff done, and I procrastinated. Other things came, and I just got to get this gift done. So this is not for baby. This is for big sister. So I am doing the Littles pattern. by Crazy Sock Lady. So this is the child size sock in the pattern. And I am using Area 51 fibers and the Never Not Rainbow in colorway. And isn't it just so beautiful? I have knit an adult pair of socks in this colorway before, and I absolutely love it. I adore it. So when I saw this colorway, I was like, no, that's the one I have to use for this. So I got, it comes in 50-gram skeins. So I ended up buying, I think I only bought 100 grams of it. I bought 250s. Just because I still have leftovers of this colorway from the previous pairs of socks. So I have enough to make the child size in the pattern, and then I believe at this point I'm going to make the 3-month size for the baby out of whatever's left. So I will report back to you. I don't know if the full 50 grams is going to be enough for the child size sock or not, but if it's not, then I have another skein that I can use. But anyways, that is the update on my Little's sock by Crazy Sock Lady Designs. So I decided, like I said, to get that pulled back out because baby is already here. And yeah, so I'm gonna do a pair of socks for big sister, a little pair of socks for the baby, and then I'm going to choose which 2 toys. It's going to be the same toy, maybe different colors, I don't know yet. But I will pick a toy to make for big sister and for little sister. But yes, I need to get a crackin' on that. So I will continue with my last sock that I worked on this week, and I actually just casted this one on last night. I went yesterday after coffee. It's kind of one of those things where me and Ren go get coffee at this really cute coffee shop in Sackville, New Brunswick. And just around the corner is Gobsmacked Yarns, our local yarn shop. So, of course, you got to stop at Gobsmacked Yarns and get some yarn. And I hadn't been in there for months. And I was like, okay, I need to go see Marit and I need to visit her shop and see what she has. And she's got a lot of new exciting things, which I will share with you later. But for right now, I ended up picking up a skein of her 80/20 merino nylon, superwash merino. Oh, eco-processed merino, I'm sorry, and recycled nylon. And it is in the Pretty Pony colorway. Isn't that cute? I absolutely love it. She had a couple variations of this colorway. One had a darker blue in it, but I thought this one was just so pretty. So I'm just trying to get it untangled. Here's what I have so far. Isn't that nice? Casted on 64 stitches, 2x2 ribbing for 25 rows. I wanted a longer cuff. This is going to be a birthday gift for my friend. And I'm going to probably do 50 rows for the leg still. I want it to have a pretty long leg on it. And yeah, not much else to say about that. Actually, on all of my socks that I showed you, what I do is I cast on 64 stitches. Once I get the cuff done, I decrease, like my first knit row, I decrease down to 56 stitches. Just because I work on a magic loop and I'm a bit looser. And I find that I want that extra stretch in the ribbing. But I don't want it in the main fabric because it's too loose. So it's just something that I have discovered that works for me. And yeah, that's what I do. So one more look at her in all her beauty. I just love those like pops of pink. They make me so happy. And I got a M&M's needle holder. I just use one of them. I'm using a 2mm Chagu. And I find that if you put these needle stoppers on just one needle, they're loose and they want to fall off. So I just put the needles together, hold them together, and I put them in and they fit perfectly that way. So I end up using just one needle stopper for both needles. So there's that one. The last work in progress that I have to share with you is actually a shawl. And I am happy that I pulled this one back out this week because I have been wanting to work on it. This is my grand opening shawl. This is a pattern by Telly Bean Knits or Stephanie Lotven. I'm not good with names, guys. Telly Bean Knits. And the idea of this shawl is that it was, I believe, designed as a Advent shawl. And you use your, again, I'll twist it here. You use your minis and do different sections of the shawl. So for me, I am using my a Homespun House Patreon minis, which are 3 10-gram minis that you receive every month. And I am just putting those minis into the shawl. So I have shared this with you guys before, but I've gotten more done on it. So it is a triangle shaped shawl. And here is what I have so far. So it is on hold, like I have my stitches on hold here. So it looks a little bit wonky right now, but how it is designed, if I can share this with you correctly, you start from the top here. And then the blue section, we continued working in a triangle shape. But then you can see this green section here, we had put the stitches on this side on hold, and we worked this side for a bit. Now these stitches are on hold and we're working that side. So it's a rather unique construction. It's kind of modular to me. I've done like Stephen West shawl that was like this of sorts, but this is kind of different. I think this one's a little bit easier. But anyways, either way, it is really pretty. It's really gorgeous. I love the different stitch patterns. I did a cowl, and I have shared it with you guys before, by Telly Bean Knits, and it was the same concept as this, except it's a cowl and it's joined in the back so it doesn't like fall off. It's like a shawlette, sorry, that acts like a cowl. And it had the same idea. It was for Advent, so you use your minis to do each of the different sections. So for me, I have never had a homespun house yarn before, so it's very precious to me, and I didn't want to just do this garter section and cut my yarn and add the next color. I wanted to use it all, so that's exactly what I did. I did the garter and I did the lace section all in the first color, and then I did the blue, and as you can see, I kind of went into the next stitch pattern here because we did the garter. I even have some of the blue in the lace. That's not going to bother me. Technically, I should have gotten the lace all in this color, ended it, then started the blue, but it is what it is. Now that I'm starting to get bigger sections, maybe that will change. I'm not sure, but you can see some of the stitch patterns that are in here. They're a lot of fun. But I just really don't want to waste the yarn because it is so precious to me. So there's another section. So these minis here would be from the month of February, and now we are into like these colors here. The pinks are March. So I am working through Marches. I am on the second one of 3 for March, and then I have up until June's to put in still. So I have a little bit of work to do, but this is something that I have to sit in front of my tablet. The garter sections are fine, but it's the lace or the textured sections where I need to be in front of my tablet to concentrate. So I don't work on it as much as I would like to, but I did get to work on it some this week, which made me super happy. I got some more needle stoppers here. These are from Area 51 Fibers. Really love these ones. So yeah, that is what I have gotten so far. And in my bag here, I still have this much left of the skein I'm working on now. And then the next color will be this pretty pink. And then I am not going to tell you what months these are. However, these are all the minis that I have yet to put in my shawl and work with. And as you can tell, they are just so beautiful. I love them. So beautiful. Yes, and I have these in my bag as well. These are some taco stitch stoppers that I got. So cute. Area 51 Fibers. She doesn't have those ones in stock right now, the ones that I've showed you, but she does still have some stitch stoppers in her shop, and she will have updated today because today is Friday. She always updates on Fridays, so head over and check her out. Okay, so that is the last of my works in progress. Next, I just have a little bit of stash enhancement to share with you. So as I said yesterday, I went to my local yarn store, which is Gobsmacked Yarns in Sackville, and there's going to be crinkling, but I ended up picking out a couple of different things. One of them was the yarn for the socks. Getting the crinkling out of the way first. One of them was the yarn for the socks, and then Merit has a new base, and it is a merino silk fingering base. Oh my gosh, you guys, I wish you could feel how soft this is. So it is a 50% silk, 50% superwash merino, 438 yards per 100 grams. And this is in the Brilliant colorway. Oh my God. This is stunning. Just stunning. I need more blue in my life. And I was watching Rachel of Rachel is Knitting, and she recently got a color analysis done, and it's quite interesting. So I just did an online one, so I don't know how reliable it is at all, but apparently I am a warm, was it a warm summer? I am something summer. I can't remember now. I thought it said warm summer. I would have to relook at it again. I saved it. But anyways, a true summer. I am a true summer. Anyways, this is one of the colors that was in my color palette. And I do agree. I do think it brightens me up. But I just got it because I love the color blue. And I just love this tone of blue. It is just brilliant, as it's called. So I got that. It's going to be a shawl. I'm not sure which shawl yet. I was kind of going towards the Jaunty because I really am enjoying my Jaunty by Andrea Mowry. But Merit had a shawl on her display that is an asymmetrical type shawl, and it's got these eyelets So I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet which one it will become, but as soon as I get my jaunty finished, I have to decide whether I am casting on a hand spun shawl or I am casting on this one. I don't know yet, but it is just beautiful. I love it. So there's that one. And then Merit has a cubby, like a shelf dedicated to the food bank. So you can bring in any yarn that you would like to destash, and it goes towards the money raised. So there is no set prices on these items. You just pick out something that you like, and then you donate your donation for what you believe you can afford. So it's a great way for people that can't afford the pricier stuff, and it's a great way for them to be able to enjoy it as well. Or if you just want to support your local food bank, I think it's great what Merit has done. So I ended up picking out this one. This is Nerds with Needles, Underworld. I love the zebra yarns. They are so pretty. So this one is Canada Twist, it's called. 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 370 yards per 100 grams. And I'm gonna guess that it's Underworld is the colorway name. And if I'm not mistaken, Nerds with Needles is a New Brunswick yarn dyer. I have some of their yarn. So there's that. And then Merit, I was so happy. I was really hoping she still had some. I was hoping Merit had fiber, and she does. So I picked up this beautiful braid of fiber. Oh, those purples. Oh, so pretty. So this one here is Gobsmacked. It is 75% Polworth and 12.5 camel and 12.5 mulberry silk. 100 grams, and it is called Reflecting Pool. Oh my god, you guys. Again, I wish you could feel this. It is just so soft and so beautiful. I love it. So I would rather have bought 2 skeins of it, or 2 braids of it, sorry, but she only had the one, and there was others that could have matched well with it, but I just decided to get one of them. I'm pretty sure if I looked hard enough, I have something already in my fiber stash that would work with it if I decided. But yeah, it's just really pretty. I love it. So I got that as well. So I actually just realized I forgot to share my spinning with you. Talking about the spinning, it's buried under my project bags, that's why. My co-host is sleeping on the job. My spinning, right. So I did get some spinning done this week. So I had, if I can remember, I will insert some pictures in here. I had started a couple of braids of, or bats of yarn, not braids, but bats of yarn, fiber, not yarn. I need more coffee. I started to spin up some bats of fiber from Lois and Jane, who is an artist from PEI, Canada, and I picked those up at the Atlantic Fiber Festival as well. So 2 of them were relatively the same, but not really, but they kind of still had the pink color palette, so I thought they would work well together. So I spun up the first bobbin, the first bat, onto one bobbin on my Electric Eel Nano, and then I spun up not all of the second bat. The second one, I found I was spinning it a little bit thicker, so my bobbin filled up faster. So I had 2 bobbins worth, and I decided I was a little bit impatient, of course, and I decided that I was going to start plying them up into a 2-ply. So that is what I did, and I came up with this beauty right here. Can we just talk about like this bright bubblegum pink? I don't know what it is with me and bubblegum pink, but, and then this like teal blue. Oh, it's so pretty. There's more hot pink. Oh, you guys, I love it. It turned out so well. It is a 2-ply. I am going to call it a heavy fingering. And I got roughly 350 yards of yarn sitting here, which is awesome. So that being said, I did not finish my first bobbin of fiber. I still have quite a bit left on it. So what I'm going to do, I didn't bring it with me, but I still have not quite half a bat left of this second fiber that I was spinning. So I'm going to get that spun up, and then I'm going to ply those 2 together into a 2-ply, and then I will have a second skein that looks just like this, and that will be even more yardage. So that makes me super excited and happy, because I definitely see a shawl happening. There is silk in this, so I would want it to be a shawl. And it is a 2-ply. It's an airy 2-ply, so you don't want to make socks out of that. I wouldn't do that. But I will definitely have enough with another skein. I don't anticipate it would be this hefty, at least I don't think, but it'll give me that extra yardage to do a decent sized shawl. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, that was my spinning this week. Super happy about that, and I'm really excited because I got the upgrade kit for my nano. I got like one of the original nanos that had been produced, and now there is a, got fiber on my nose, now there is a nano 2.0, I believe it is. So there's a couple new upgrades that they did to the machine, so I ordered it, and I'm very excited because it's on its way. It just cleared customs, and yes, I am excited for that to come in, and I am super duper excited because I kind of made the decision. I had gotten I sold my Ashford spinning wheel last fall, and I replaced it with a electric spinning wheel that I had purchased off of Amazon. And it fits, it has the jumbo bobbins on it, so it will fit up to 8 ounces of fiber. And it's a good wheel. Don't get me wrong, it is a good wheel. I have been enjoying it. However, when I was at the Atlantic Fiber Festival, I did notice that Deborah of Yarn Indulgences was using the electric eel by Dreaming Robots. That is the 6.1, I believe. And it's an amazing wheel. Now that one will fit up to 8 ounces of fiber, I believe. So I kind of have my eyes set on the eel 6.1. So unfortunately right now they are out of stock no matter where you look, and Dreaming Robots isn't going to be restocking until September. So I think I'm going to start saving up my pennies, and rather than saving up my money to buy an advent calendar this year, I would rather save up my money and buy the electric eel 6.1. So yeah, you can ply on the nano. It's just that you're going to have smaller skeins because you can't ply above 4 ounces of fiber. And I I just think having the bigger wheel would be awesome. So um, I'm going to sell off the one that I have from Amazon, and I think I'd like to get the one that I really want. So that might be coming. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But that is something that I have been thinking about because I love my electric eel nano. It's amazing. I love it. And I think the eel 6.1 would be a great fit for me as well. So we shall see what happens. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you guys now. Any dream knitting or spinning plans? Well, not really, especially not for new knitting. I don't really want to. There's things that I'd like to do, but I have a lot going, so I don't want to dream up too much with that. Crocheting, that's always an ongoing thing because of the market, so I don't really have dreams for that. I just kind of pick out a pattern or pick out yarn and I just go for it. As for spinning, I want to get the current spinning I have done. I want to get up the second part of that bat all spun up and plied together. And then for my next spin, I'm not really sure. I really want to spin for socks. And I have fiber from Yarn Indulgences. I got 3 different colorways now. And I really want to spin for socks, but it's got to be a 3-ply. And I have to figure out how I'm going to take, because I got 3 different colorways. I got 2 braids of fiber in each because I want good yardage. And I got to figure out how to split 2 braids of fiber equally into 3 parts. That way I can have enough fiber to do a pair of socks. Never done it before, so. That is not true entirely. I did do this before when I first started spinning years ago, which I started spinning like 12 years ago, but I was never consistent enough with it. And I remember I did spin yarn for socks because I did hand spun socks, 1 pair of hand spun socks, and it was off 1 braid of yarn. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did. So it's kind of all new to me. I'm just treating it as a new thing to me, and we shall see how it goes. But I'm honestly thinking that will be my next spin. I'll just choose a color and I'll just go for it and try to make some socks, because that's what I love to knit the most. So anyways, that is all I'm going to gabber on to you about today. I don't have much else to talk about. It's been a crazy July. It's been a really busy one, but a really good one. Yeah, I don't have too much to report, guys. I live a pretty dull life and I like it that way. So I don't have too much to report at all. So I'm just gonna let you go. So until next time, I hope you have a great week and great weekend ahead of you, a great week ahead, and I will probably see you next week with a new episode. So always remember, show notes will be linked down below, and yeah, I will see you guys in a week's time. Bye.